The rules of work? Yeah, they're basically being rewritten right in front of us. Welcome to this explainer, where we're unpacking the incredibly complex and honestly rapidly evolving relationship between human workers and artificial intelligence. If you've been paying any attention to the tech world lately, you know this is the shift we all have to figure out how to navigate. So let's just dive right into the massive elephant in the room. Is AI just a sophisticated calculator? Is it a true partner in your daily workflows? Or is it the thing that's eventually going to lock you out of your email and just run the whole show? It's literally the exact challenge that every single major consulting, research, and tech firm is trying to solve right now. Everyone wants to know where we humans actually fit into an increasingly automated future. Now, if you look at the frameworks from all these heavy hitters, Microsoft, PwC, Deloitte, Gartner, MIT, Harvard Business Review, all at once, it honestly looks like a giant wall of consulting jargon, right? They all use different charts and terminologies, but don't worry, because we are going to distill all these different insights into one cohesive, easy-to-follow roadmap for you today. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The AI autonomy ladder. 2. AI as your new teammate. 3. Keeping humans in control. And 4, governing the autonomous future. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the AI autonomy ladder, climbing from assisted to autonomous. Both Microsoft and Gartner hit the nail on the head here by agreeing that AI isn't just one static thing, It exists on a spectrum. Microsoft's maturity model perfectly illustrates this. We start at the bottom with assisted intelligence. That's just AI supporting your decisions. Simple. Then we step up to augmented, where you collaborate, but the human is clearly leading the dance. And finally, we hit autonomous, where the system executes tasks with almost zero human input. Deloitte actually matches that exact progression with a really action-oriented framework. You start by automating the boring, repeatable, rules-based work. Get it off your plate. Then you augment your human capabilities to drive better insights and improve your decisions. Ultimately, you amplify. That means driving incredible scale, speed, and consistency across your entire organization. So the crucial point here, and honestly, this is Gartner's golden rule for autonomous systems, is that as system autonomy goes up, human involvement naturally goes down. Makes sense, right? But that means your oversight, your testing, and your trust requirements must go exponentially up. You absolutely cannot increase AI autonomy without simultaneously ramping up your controls. Moving right along to Section 2, AI as your new teammate. Let's look at strengths, weaknesses, and collaboration. This brings us to a really fascinating middle ground where AI acts less like traditional software and way more like a collaborator. Harvard Business Review grounds this dynamic in reality by showing us how different our skill sets really are. AI brings unmatched speed, scale, and pattern detection to the table, but our human superpowers? That's our judgment, our context, our creativity, and our ethics. A truly successful team needs both sides playing their optimal positions. Now, PwC challenges us to take this a step further and map that AI autonomy directly against role complexity. Think about it. If a task has really low complexity, an AI might just assist you or recommend a next step. But as your job gets more complex, you move into a true collaborate phase, or even an execute stage, operating within strict guardrails. Take a second to ask yourself, where do your own daily tasks actually fall on this spectrum? Through all of this, Deloitte gives us a fantastic reality check. They say AI is a force multiplier, not a replacement. The entire goal here is amplification. It's about making sure the human remains the central, highly effective pilot of the overall workflow. Which brings us to Section 3, keeping humans in control, and the critical feedback loop. So, as we hand over more autonomy, how do we actually stop things from completely going off the rails? MIT gives us the answer with the human in the loop, or HITL model. It proves that iterative learning is pretty much the only way to reduce error and drift. The model outputs data, you review it, and then you provide the correction and labeling. That loop makes human feedback a first-class input for the system. It's not just an afterthought. Inside this MIT loop, human workers, meaning you and me, we are absolutely essential. Your job isn't gone. Actually, scratch that. It hasn't disappeared. It's just evolved. You are there to handle the messy edge cases that break the rules. You're there to make those critical, ethics-sensitive calls that an AI simply cannot comprehend. And you have to constantly review and correct the model to keep it on track. Harvard Business Review takes this even further. They stress that you can't just cross your fingers and hope human control happens organically. You have to actively design teaming protocols up front.
who is the final decision maker, and exactly when is a human expected to step in and override the AI advisor. You have to map the whole shebang out.
And finally, Section 4, Governing the Autonomous Future, Trust, Guardrails, and Accountability. When we finally reach the top of that ladder, those semi or fully autonomous systems we talked about, the rigorous governance required just changes everything. Synthesizing Microsoft and PwC here, the rule is simple. Governance maturity has to rise with autonomy. When you shift to actual decision execution, you need massive controls and really strict escalation paths so that critical alerts always hand off to a human before any final action is taken. Deloitte brings up an absolute mandate for this kind of future. Before you amplify AI across your organization, your decision rights and your auditability must be locked in early. If something breaks, and it probably will, you need to be able to audit exactly why the AI or your human AI team made the choice it did. And that perfectly ties into Gartner's big warning here. You do not get trust automatically out of the box. Trust is earned through continuous transparency and proven performance over time. Because let's face it, without that transparency, humans are just going to completely reject the AI's outputs altogether. So let's cut through all the noise from these different frameworks and pull them into 4 main takeaways for you. First, map your current position on the autonomy ladder. Second, intentionally use your contrasting strengths. Let AI handle the scale and humans handle the ethics. Third, keep humans actively in the loop for those messy edge cases. And fourth, establish strict governance right now, before you try to scale. I want to leave you with a final, kind of provocative thought from HBR as you go off and design your own workflows. When you override your AI teammate today, how exactly are you documenting your rationale for tomorrow? Answering that question is for sure your first true step to mastering the future of human-AI collaboration. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and we will see you next time.